$50 clients are harder to sell than $5,000 clients. I've sold over 7 figures worth of information and knowledge on the internet at this point, and I had to learn this the expensive way. I spent so much time trying to sell a cheap product when all I had to do was sell something more expensive, and I ended up quitting my job in 5 months. So I'm about to save you so much time if you have an online coaching business. It sounds backwards, but it's just basic human psychology. The first reason is because of the mindset and the decision-making framework they use. We're talking about 2 completely different clients, people who pay little for things and people who pay premium for things. The low tier is always looking for discounts, savings, and they're scared of cost. Those are the most important things to them. Premium clients care more about what they get in return when they buy something from you. If they believe that what you're giving them is worth way more than the money they give you in return, they're going to do it each and every single time. A low tier client could see the value is greater than what they have to pay you, but they're still gonna be scared of the cost and having to pay it to you. So even if they think something is worth more, the cost is what drives their decision, which means that they are short-sighted and they can't see long-term. Bringing somebody on like that as a client just makes it harder to deal with at each and every stage because you have to convince them to do small tasks. Here's an example. If I said I'd sell you a car for $20,000, what would you say? Low tier automatically says, I don't have $20,000. I'm gonna pass. But if somebody had a higher mindset, the next question out of their mouth would be, what kind of car is it? It sounds blatantly obvious, but I promise you, the low tier, they don't even think about asking that question. They just say no automatically to the price tag. Unfortunately for them though, what if I said it was a Lamborghini, a $300,000 car? A high level thinker would be like, well, $20,000 versus $300,000. Even if I don't have 20K in my bank account right now, I would take out a loan, I'd borrow money, I'd do whatever I could. I'd become resourceful to get that 20K because I knew I could flip it for $300 and make $280,000. So a cheap mentality isn't saving $20,000. In that scenario, they just lost $280,000. But they're still gonna let the price be the deciding factor, which is why they're always going to be stuck in that situation, which is why they're complicated to deal with. Do you want to work with people who see the potential or work with people who are blinded by obstacles? And you can't relate to both of these 2 markets at the same time. You have to speak to them in different languages. So you have to choose, do you speak to the low tier or the premium tier? When I say Walmart, what's the first thing you think about? Discounts, price slashes, savings. That's their whole marketing game plan. That's what their whole business is built around. We are cheaper than the competition. So it's cheap, cheap, cheap discount savings. That means the type of people that walk into Walmart, they're not looking for the highest quality thing. They're looking for how can I get something comparable for the cheapest price, and it could be worse. They save a few dollars here and there, but guess what? They still end up being the most headache clients. Have you ever seen a Walmart return line that just goes out the door? They go in buying something, hoping for the cheapest, then they take it home and realize it's not the best, and then they get dissatisfied because it's not the best, and they go and return it. So their expectations are always super high, but they're only willing to put this much into the game. If I said Gucci, what do you think about? Expensive, probably unnecessary, but you could sell a Gucci shirt and a Walmart t-shirt, and they're both t-shirts. It's not like one t-shirt is 5 times the size or it's made of 5 times as good material. It just says Gucci on it. It's because Gucci elevates their status as a human being, how other people perceive them, and how they feel about themselves. People who buy premium things care less about what it costs. They care more about what they get in return and how it makes them feel. They are just an easier bunch to sell to. Whereas when you sell to a low tier, the only thing that will convince them is the cost. Doesn't matter how good your product is, they still want a cheap cost and then expect really good product. The second thing is that a premium client really understands how important time truly is. They are willing to sell their money to save their time. Low mentality is willing to sell their time to save their money, which means they are going to expect the exact same from you. They're gonna want all of your time, even though they're not paying you very much, and they're gonna expect so much from you and to give you all their time because they don't value their own time where they would trade it for a little bit of money. Why would they value your time? So they're gonna expect you to give them a bunch of your time for a little bit of money. And that just creates a headache and just makes it harder for you because you end up having to give up all your time and you only have 24 hours every day. If you speak to some of the wealthiest, most successful people, the one thing they're always constantly trying to buy back is their time. That's the one thing they truly value because it's true that you cannot replace it. Do you have 25 hours a day? Nope. Everybody's only got 24. Have you ever found 10 minutes on the ground walking outside? Nope. Have you ever found $10? It's possible. Your time is irreplaceable. Premium clients understand that, so they respect your time and they expect less of it because they wouldn't want people to expect a ton of their time. A low tier mindset doesn't respect time and they expect a lot of yours. The third thing, low market is proud of saving. A high market is proud of spending. Have you ever complimented somebody on their clothes, or you're like, hey, nice shoes, and the next thing they say is like, thanks, I got it on sale. I saved a bunch of money with it. There's some people that are so proud of the money that they did not spend to be able to get something. Have you ever seen someone, I'm guilty of this too, but have you ever bought something or seen somebody buy things that they don't even need? They bought it just because it was a good deal. It was on sale. That's how focused they are on saving, is that they don't even need the thing, but they're willing to buy it because it's cheaper than it usually is, which means in their mind, they're saving money. And if they're saving money in their mind, psychologically, that's a win for them. Would you really, really want to deal with a clientele like that? The opposite spectrum, there's people who spend money just because they can, and they're proud of it. So they'll get the best of the best, the upgrades, add all the packages just because they can. And honestly, I've done this myself. Literally just to be able to go out and splurge it and just be like, oh, I can buy that, no problem. Feeds our ego a little bit. And some people are really proud to be able to spend more money. I promise you, like, people don't buy Rolexes because they're cheap. They buy them because they are expensive. If a Rolex was cheap, would it be the brand that it is today? Would a bunch of people who are higher status want them? And they're not buying it because of the function. It's not because it tells time really well. In fact, it tells time a lot worse than my phone. It's way less accurate. It goes out of time. People aren't buying these expensive things because of the function. They are buying it because of how it makes them feel. It elevates their status. And not only that, like, it makes them feel proud of themselves. Like, I bought this not because, well, actually because literally not everybody can buy it. And that means that I've done something that I should be proud of to separate myself from the masses because most people can't afford it. And I'm not saying this to be arrogant, but when you hit a milestone like this, you just feel proud and you want to get something that makes you feel different. You could have given me the same watch, same box, same packaging, same experience, and if you would have sold it to me for $50 or $500, I promise you it would not be as special. I would be looking for a different watch company to buy from that costs more. Some people buy things literally because it's expensive. And if it was cheap, they would not buy it. If you sell to a low tier market, you're constantly dealing with refunds, disputes, complaints. If you want to hit $10,000 a month and you sell something for $5,000, you need 2 people. To hit 10,000, sell something for 50, you need 200 people. That is a larger volume than 2 people, which means there's a larger chance of refunds, problems, and disputes because there are more moving parts inside. Not only that, you're dealing with more volume of more needy people instead of a less volume of less needy people. And problems come when there's volume and there's masses, especially with humans. Remember what happened in Woodstock back in the 90s? One person lit something on fire, another person lights something on fire. There's pure chaos that just keeps breaking out. And that's because of volume. If it was a smaller festival, a couple hundred people, do you think that would happen? Maybe, but not at the scale where it was uncontrollable. Here's another fun thing. Your price is the first thing people judge your brand on. If you said something was $50, a chunk of them are gonna be like, that's expensive. If you said $5,000, they're gonna be like, that's expensive. So either way it's gonna be expensive, why don't you just charge more? Now, if you spoke to a premium client and you said, this is $50, they're gonna be like, why is it so cheap? Is it that bad? In their mind, they're gonna start having these spiraling thoughts about why this product is so cheap. It's the same thing with, if I handed you a Rolex and I was like, it's $500, you would be like, is this a fake? Is this a scam? Like, what is this? If you said it was more, 5,000, 50,000, whatever, they'd be like, oh, there's gotta be a reason why it's that expensive. It's gotta be real good. So we make decisions just purely on price alone. Like if I handed you 2 guitars, they looked exactly the same, you haven't heard any of them, you've never heard about any of them, and I told you one was $500 and one was $10,000. Without hearing anything, which one do you automatically assume sounds better? If you're not lying to yourself, you probably said the $10,000 guitar. And that's purely just because of price. So that's how people will judge you. When you're the cheapest, they don't expect you to be the best. When you're the best, they don't expect you to be the cheapest. Your pricing is a direct reflection on your brand. So which market would you want to sell to? And if it's the premium market, then I'm going to leave a link down below if you're a coach or a mentor and you want to learn how to attract the premium clients and repel the people who aren't serious. There's very specific nuances in marketing that they don't talk about to attract the more premium people. If you want to keep learning that, hit subscribe, hit like, and share this with somebody that you think would benefit from this. And if you want the completely free training, I'll leave the link down in the description to show you how to build a high-ticket coaching business.